On today's IRS tax refund update, we will take a look at the latest developments, including the next rounds of tax refunds scheduled for release. And from there, we will recap some of the top issues still impacting those tax filers waiting on their tax refunds, including those delays due to wage and income verification, tax credits being claim and ID verification, as well as those who have been subject to tax refund adjustments this past tax season. Now, starting with the latest, as the next batch of tax refunds is scheduled for release on July 28th and August 4th, as confirmed by the tax transcripts seen here. And if you are part of this latest refund batch and have chosen to receive that refund via direct deposit, you should see that refund post to your bank account by that refund date, and in some cases possibly before, depending on your bank. But do allow 5 additional days after the refund date for it to post to your bank account before initiating a payment trace with the IRS. Meanwhile, those who are receiving paper checks should receive it in the mail within 7 to 10 days of that refund date. Moving on to other issues impacting tax filers waiting on their tax refunds, including encountering the yellow action required message when checking their refund results online. And there are 2 top reasons why this is happening. Starting out with, the IRS has identified a possible issue with your tax return, which will result in them mailing you a letter requesting further information. And the likely cause of this is the IRS computer system has identified an issue with the wage or withholding amounts you filed on your tax returns and needs documentation from you to support what you entered on your tax return, such as a W-2 or 1099, along with copies of pay stubs. Now, while in past years, tax filers had no other choice but to mail those documents to the IRS, in recent years they are allowing those forms to be uploaded online, which will reduce the wait and processing time. Meanwhile, viewers who are still experiencing tax refund delays continue to encounter those 570 and 971 codes on their tax transcripts. And as previously reported, there are multiple reasons why this could be happening, including the IRS still needing to verify wage information, or they have or will be requesting documentation from the tax filer, from tax statements to dependent documentation when it comes to those claiming particular tax credits, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit or Child Tax Credit. Now, if you are encountering these codes, do let us know in the comment section below. The dates that appear next to these codes, as well as the letter number that appears under the 971 code, and in the example of this transcript, the letter number is CP05, which is one of the more common notices informing the tax filer the IRS needs an additional 60 days to review the tax return in question. We are still hearing from a number of viewers who are still experiencing delays due to the need to complete ID verification in order to have their tax return fully processed and refund released, and are often encountering the action required message box, as seen here, when checking on the status of their tax refund. And a problem some viewers are reporting is not receiving in the mail the necessary IRS letter which is needed to complete ID verification online. Now, this notice, the 5071C letter, is the most common letter being sent out to those impacted by ID verification, and again is necessary to complete the verification process online, as it contains a control number which must be entered online to start the process. However, what several of our viewers have reported is they have been forced to contact the IRS by phone to have a notice sent out to them after they never received it in the mail. And until the verification process is complete, the refund will be kept on hold as a result. For those who are impacted by ID verification and have not received that notice and do not choose to wait for a replacement letter to be sent out, the other course of action would be to schedule an appointment at your local IRS office to complete the ID verification process in person. However, it is important to schedule an appointment beforehand and to bring in all requested paperwork, including valid photo identification and a copy of your recent tax returns to complete the process. Also, do note, if you complete the ID verification process online, it will say after successful completion to allow up to 9 weeks for processing. However, based on viewer feedback, that time frame has been closer to around 3 weeks. As more refunds are being sent out by the week, also come additional reports of adjusted tax refunds, which can be due to a variety of reasons such as past due tax debt, past due child support, rejection of a tax credit being claimed, or miscalculation on the tax return in question. Now, as it pertains to several of these adjusted refunds, the affected tax filers will receive this letter, the CP12, notice from the IRS detailing the amount of the adjusted refund and reason behind the adjustment, and it will allow the tax filer to appeal the decision made within 60 days of the notice. However, if there is no appeal, you should receive that refund usually around 6 weeks. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.